Well, hello. I'm recording this thought for the day while at the end of a walk I've been on this morning, and so if I'm looking a bit windswept and sound a bit out of breath, you'll have to excuse that. But as I was walking this morning, I set off not that long after 7 o'clock, and the sun was only just starting to come up, and so it was still quite dim, but actually striking. It was that striking kind of reddy orange colour as it always is when it first starts to rise. And I noticed that although it wasn't the sun wasn't in the direction in which I was walking, I kept turning my eyes and even my head to look at it, because it was captivating me. And I'd walk a bit more and then I'd turn again. I'd like keep refocusing, if you like, keep recentering my gaze on the rising sun. And I kind of noticed that and pondered it for a bit, and then I began to listen to the prayer app Lectio 365, which I think I've talked about before on these recordings. It's a really helpful app to help you to pray and to start the day. And as I was listening, I prayed the prayer that always starts at the beginning of that app, and it uses the words, "Recenter my scattered senses upon the presence of God." And that word recenter jumped out at me in a way it hasn't done before. And I think it was because I'd just been reflecting about how I kept recentering my gaze on the rising sun. And that, of course, set off a bit of a thought trail and helped me to think a little bit about, well, how do I recenter my gaze on God? And do I constantly recenter? Of course, we need to recenter our gaze on God because life is so full of other things. If you're anything like me, your day can just disappear in a flurry of activity and things to do, people to see, conversations to have, meals to cook, whatever it might be, whatever kind of duties you have to perform in your own life. And if we're not careful, God doesn't get that much of a look in. And I felt challenged afresh today to consciously find moments in every day to recenter, just to stop for a few moments and to recenter my gaze on the presence of God. That might just be saying, okay, every time it gets to the hour, I'm going to stop, I'm going to pause just for 30 seconds, just to say again, Maranatha, come, Lord Jesus, and to focus my whole self on God. And who knows what may come. Maybe I'll suddenly be reminded of something to give thanks for. Maybe I'll be reminded of something to say sorry for. Maybe I'll be reminded of someone to pray for. We can all be really good, and some of us will be better than others, but we can all be good at having set times of prayer, maybe a bit like I do first thing in the morning. But I wonder what we're like at constantly, continually through the day, recentering ourselves on God. I'm going to make that a challenge for me today and for the rest of this week, and hopefully for the days and weeks and months and years to come, to consciously, at set moments of every day, be recentering my focus on God. Why don't you do the same and see what happens?